The Murray-Darling Basin has a carp problem. After being introduced to Australia in the 1850s, their population exploded in the Murray-Darling Basin after the floods in the 1970s. Carp now account for up to 90% of the fish biomass in the basin. Figure 1 shows how prevalent these fish are. Their presence affects the water quality, which impacts the native flora and fauna that call the basin home. This poor water quality also costs farmers money in the maintenance of their irrigation systems. Without intervention, these effects may become irreversible. Originally, there were 2 genetic strands of carp introduced into Australia, one in the Sydney area and the other in the Yanco region. In the 1960s, a 3rd genetic strand was illegally released by a fish farmer. This strand is now known as the Boolarra strain. All carp, especially the Boolarra strain, are extremely adaptable and can tolerate extreme conditions. They can tolerate temperatures between 2 and 40 degrees Celsius and survive in waterways with extremely low oxygen levels. Carp are also prolific breeders. They can reproduce as early as 1 year old and produce up to 1.5 million eggs. Figure 2 shows an image of the eggs and a juvenile carp. These biological factors have allowed carp to invade the Murray-Darling Basin. Carp have a terrible impact on the biodiversity of the Murray-Darling Basin. Invasive fish are the main cause of the declining populations of native freshwater fish such as Murray cod and golden perch. The feeding habits of carp create water turbidity, which destroys the food and habitats of native fish. Water degradation exposes the native fish to conditions that they cannot withstand. Native fish populations are just 10% of what they once were. Figure 3 shows a pile of large Murray cod that have died due to these poor water conditions. The water turbidity also kills aquatic plants, as it reduces the amount of sunlight that penetrates the water. Carp have to be eradicated before it's too late and our native species are gone. On an individual level, it is a valuable part of the carp management plan that we remove carp from the basin through recreational fishing. But due to their high tolerance and reproduction rates, we need a mass fish kill to effectively help our flora and fauna. Collectively, we all need to band together and express the importance of carp eradication to our governments, who have long debated the introduction of the cyprinid herpes virus. The virus attacks the carp's skin, kidneys and gills and causes mortality in approximately 8 days. See Figure 4. This virus has been extremely successful internationally, with mortality rates of 70 to 100%, and is currently being researched for use in Australia. As a community, we must express the importance of carp eradication in order to save the Murray-Darling Basin.